Everyone keeps saying San Antonio is affordable, and compared to California and Colorado, that's accurate. But what most people don't tell you is where the real costs come in once you move into San Antonio. In this video, I'm gonna break down the true cost of living in San Antonio for 2026. Not the TikTok version, not a sales pitch, just actual information that will help you decide if San Antonio is the right place for you and your family to move to in 2026. Let's jump in. If this is your first time to our channel and you would like to know everything there is to know about living in San Antonio and its surrounding areas, make sure you subscribe or tap that bell for notifications to ensure that you're one of the first to be notified when we bring you new market updates. My name is Katie Powers, and my husband Steven Garza and I get phone calls, emails, and texts from people just like you every single day who are looking to make a move into the area. Whether you're 6 days or 6 months away from making that transition, we would love to hear from you. All of our information is listed right below, and Steve and I would be honored to be your realtors of choice. Now let's dive into the true cost of living in San Antonio. As you guys know, the sticker price on a home is not the only thing involved in the cost of living. We're gonna take you through housing costs, property taxes, cost of goods, cost of utility bills. We're gonna give you a very round picture of what your true costs are once you move into the area. So let's start with my favorite topic as a realtor, of course, is the housing cost. Now, the key here is we have true numbers, and I'm gonna share my screen with you. Here are real numbers, right? This is a snapshot of San Antonio. Of course, it's going over November of 2025 because December numbers won't come out until the 17th of January. And we are the beginning of January. So I wanted to get this video out to you guys as soon as possible in 2026 so you can really get a good idea of where the market is sitting and the cost of living, of course, right? So of course we have a median and an average sales price. What I want to mention on this is, guys, this is a very overall overarching number. Cost of living and cost of housing price is going to depend on the area of San Antonio. There are some parts of San Antonio where your median or average sales price is going to be $700,000. There are other parts where this is spot on, $315 to $374. That is a very healthy average for overall San Antonio. And let me just point this out because we're getting a lot of people, and I'm telling you a lot. The offers that are coming in on my listings are aggressive. They're anywhere from $35,000 to $65,000 off list. But what I really want to point out here is even though we are getting aggressive on pricing because it is a buyer's market, we're still closing right around 92% to the original sales price. We do have 6 months worth of inventory. Now, what that means for you as a buyer, this is a fantastic time to be buying a home in San Antonio and its surrounding areas. You have a plethora of homes to look at. Honestly, probably too many homes for you to look at because I'm noticing buyers are wanting to see 20 to 30 homes before making a decision because you just have so many options. But the truth is you really only need to see a handful of homes to make a decision. And that's where Steve and I come in. We can really help pinpoint that area for you so you can get a good idea. The key here is we are getting 20 to 30 off homes, but as you can see, it's not translating in sales price. People are asking for closing cost assistance to be able to buy that rate down, to cover their closing cost and or get into a 4.99% interest rate, right? So while sales prices or list prices matching very closely to the actual sales price, we are getting money off, but it's more in concession. So it's just where you choose to use that money in negotiations. Homes are sitting on the market. This is saying an average of 86 days. Honestly, this is including new builds. This is including everything in San Antonio. Honestly, on the pre-owned market, we are closer to the 97 days per market. So it just depends on where you're at. Now let's jump into a map. I want to kind of show you what I'm talking about, where average sales price is going to depend on the area that you're looking in. So if you're looking in North San Antonio, which is going to really encompass, so for this area, let's do Stone Oak and come over here. Okay, so if you're looking, this would be North San Antonio-ish. You know, there's lots of other people are going to have different ideas. In this price point, your average median price per sales price is going to be closer to $450,000. If you're going more north, it's going to get higher, right? Like the Dominion is, check out our Dominion video. It's pretty cool. This is going to be more luxury. Dominion is luxury. Helotes is going to carry a higher price point. Fair Oaks and Bernie up here is going to carry a much higher price point average sales price. But in North San Antonio, $450 is going to be really kind of your average sales price. If you are looking in this west area of town, your average price point is going to be that $350K. It is why you are going to see a lot of military, that's PCSing. In this area, also Lackland Air Force Base is right here, so it's an easy commute. But for, you know, income-wise, $350 is a very healthy budget for this part of town. You get a lot more bang for your buck, especially if you're outside 1604 area off of 211 out here in the west side of town. Now, if you go over here to Cibolo, Shirts area, again, this is very similar to this because it is very military conscious because you have Randolph Air Force Base. This is also going to be $350K average sales price. We go all the way up to $700,000 in the Cibolo. We really don't have any homes over $700,000 in that area, and it will go down all the way to the $200 market. But your key point or your average price in that area is going to be $350. Now, if you go up north, like Timberwood, I'm going to include Timberwood Park up this area, Bulverde, Spring Branch, you're going to be closer to a $500K price point. If you're going Fair Oaks, you're going to be closer to a $600 to $650. Not just Fair Oaks, but Bernie too. $650 price point, and that's going to be your average. Again, there's going to be much more higher, not a whole lot lower. You really can't get into Bernie below 400. Really at all. So that kind of gives you an idea. Alamo Heights is definitely going to be higher. If you're going into central San Antonio, you can definitely get things a little lower unless you're looking near the Pearl. And then you're definitely around that 400 to 450 and up. So that I just wanted to kind of give you a quick overview of, it's going to depend on what part of town you're wanting to land in as far as average price point. Now the key here is all you have to do is give me a call, guys. I will help you find what you can purchase for your budget, but that just kind of gives you an overarching, yes, $350, everybody says $350 is our average price point, but it's gonna depend on area. If you wanna be in Stone Oak, you really need to have a healthier budget from $450 to $500 to land at that $450. So hopefully that helps. Now, let's dive in to tax rate, because this is another biggie that everybody gets kind of stumped on when they come into San Antonio. It's that unknown cost that hits people, and that's because property taxes are high in San Antonio and generally in Texas. And the reason for this is because we do not have income tax. We do not have a state income tax, but it does make up for it on property tax. So I want to keep that in mind. And again, like I said at the beginning, cost of living is everything. Not one thing is going to make or break you. It is everything combined. And while property taxes is going to hit higher on that mark, the one thing I want you to keep in mind is overall tax burden. So if you look at our property taxes, the state of Texas for property taxes is one of the highest states for property taxes. However, when you look at overall tax burden, because a lot of states have income tax, Texas does not, we are ranking one of the lowest and least expensive states when it comes to overall tax burden. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind, overall tax burden. Now, for property taxes in San Antonio, Bexar County, and yes, it is spelled B-E-X-A-R, but it is pronounced Bear. It is very German. We have lots of history here in San Antonio. We won't go too far into that and bore you. But I promise if you come into town and Steve and I help you look for a home, he will give you the whole history lesson. He loves the history of it. But Bexar County tax rate is about an average of 2%. It's going to depend on parts of town, of course. If you're going super far west out towards Castroville, we've got a lot of PUDs and PIDs, public utility districts, public improvement districts. We're growing a lot out there. So they're having to add a little bit of tax on there, but the tax rate out there is already lower. So adding that PUD or PID is still putting you right around 2%. If you're going north San Antonio, like Chavano Highlands, which is a super popular new construction neighborhood right now, that is going to be the highest tax rate I have seen in San Antonio at 2.7. But you can average out around 2. I live in the Stone Oak area and my tax rate is 2.2. Now, if you're looking outer line areas into Comal County, which would be Bulverde, Spring Branch, you have much lower taxes out there. Comal County taxes are going to average closer to a 1.7. So there's that burden. The other thing that I also want to point out to you guys that a lot of people don't know about Texas. When you move to Texas and you purchase a home and it is your homestead, it is your main primary residence, meaning you are living here. If you're military, you will understand the term of you have changed and resided and you are now a Texan, right? When you change your residency. You get what we call a homestead exemption off of your taxes. What that means for you in the state of Texas is if you purchase a home for $450,000, you are not taxed your 2% on $450,000. Your homestead exemption gives you $100,000 off value. So as a homestead, you are getting taxed at $350,000 as opposed to $450,000, which drops that tax rate significantly, right? It's the difference of instead of paying $8,000 on taxes, you're going to end up paying $6,500. That's a big discount just for being a homeowner and residing in your home, right? It's not a rental property. It is your main residence. Now, the other thing about Texas that most of you military know, which is why we get so many people retiring here in San Antonio that are previous military. If you are 100% VA disabled, meaning when you got discharged from the military or retired from the military, you received 100% disability rating. In the state of Texas, you pay zero property taxes on one homestead. It has to be your homestead property. You do not get to buy 17 homes in Texas and not pay taxes on any of them. That's not how that works. I've had quite a few people ask me if they can buy rental properties too. Your exemption works on one home. So and it would have to be with your homestead exemption. So you would get your homestead exemption plus your VA disability rating at 100%, which would zero out your taxes. Now, for those of you who are 100% disabled, you literally increase your buying power significantly with this. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, I'm not going to go too much more into this. I just want you to keep that in mind. People, the biggest pushback I get from out-of-staters is, oh my gosh, the property taxes are so high. They're really not, guys, because you're not paying income tax. You're not paying when you go out to eat on additional state taxes. When I lived in Virginia and my first time going out to eat and I got my receipt, I was floored because I didn't realize there was like a state tax plus your federal tax on every good you purchase, right? So you don't have that in the state of Texas, which makes your cost of living go down, but you do have it in your property taxes. So that is where we're gonna go. Now, let's go on to utilities and energy. This is a big one because especially for you Californians that are moving here to Texas, we talk about this a lot while we're out shopping for homes, and you do have a significantly different energy utility cost here in the San Antonio area. My average water bill, actually, I'm gonna do you better, guys. I'm gonna pull up my water bill and I'm gonna show you what my water bill is. That way you guys get a real idea of what we pay. Now keep in mind, Steve and I live in a 2,400 square foot home. There's 5 of us. We have 3 kiddos. One of them is a teenage boy who takes very, very long showers, okay? All right, so I just did a screenshot just because you guys don't need my address and my checking routing number and all the things, right? So I just took a quick snip tool here of so here's my payment history for my water bill, okay? Again, 5 of us, 1 teenager that showers all the time. We do lots of laundry, all the things. Our average water bill is about $70. Okay, so as you can see for January or for December, technically I paid $66. We were out of town a lot of that, so that's why it was a little lower. I also want to keep in mind when you're looking at these prices, I do not run my sprinkler system. We are in a water shortage. We're only allowed to run our sprinkler system 1 time a week. We just hand water. So we don't run a whole lot of sprinkler system water. So if you are looking, at a typical home and you're going to run your sprinkler once a week, you could probably add $5 to $7 to this bill. We don't. So that's a preference, totally up to you. But here's a snippet of water bill, right? I have heard so many Californians tell me, oh my gosh, we pay triple that and all kinds of crazy stuff. This is it, $70. You can really budget $70 on your water bill. And your water bill here with SAWS, which is San Antonio Water System, also includes your trash pickup. So water, sewer, trash pickup if you live in the city of San Antonio. Now, if you live outside, you might have to contact Republic or a different trash service. But as far as San Antonio goes, if you live in San Antonio Water System District in San Antonio, that includes your trash pickup. And we get 3 trash cans. We get a brown trash can for your true trash, we get a recycling bin, and then we get a green, which is for leaves. Honestly, that's what it is when my oaks drop leaves. That's the only thing I use my green bin for. Leaves, branches, anything organic. It's our organic bin. All of that comes standard. And if you want your water bill to be even lower, like if it's just you and your husband and you don't have all the kids, you're not going to need as big a trash bins as we have with all of our children. And the amount of trash these kids come up with is crazy. But you can ask for a smaller bin, which would decrease your water bill as well. So as far as electric, we get hot in the summer. No surprise, it's Texas. We sit at 100 to 105 for a solid 30 days at a time. It's hot and it's humid. Not near as humid as South Texas on the coast, like Corpus Christi, Houston, humid. We're humid, but not near as bad. However, our ACs run very heavy in the summer. So this is just a really hard topic to hit on for what you can expect, because it's really going to depend on age of home. And do you have original windows in that old home? Like my home is 25 years old and we have 25-year-old windows. We are not the most energy efficient home, right? If you go and buy a brand new home with all the new energy efficiency that these builders are putting in homes with like spray foam and new windows, all the things, HERS ratings, with your AC being more efficient as well, your bill's going to be drastically different than my electric bill. Then square footage comes into play. All of that is kind of, but what I can tell you is you can budget for around $200 a month for your electric bill. The other question I get from you guys a lot is New Braunfels electric cheaper or more expensive than San Antonio electric? From what I gather from clients who have shared their electric bills with me, NBU, which is New Braunfels Utility electric cost, is higher than CPS, which is San Antonio's electric company. The rates run very close, but overall New Braunfels NBU is showing about $15 more a month than San Antonio. Again, doesn't make or break the bank typically, but for budgeting, you can average out your electric bill for the year around $200 a month. Just know in the summer, it will get close to $250, $275, depending on like if you have an older home and how hot, like if you're coming from New York, you're gonna run your AC hard your first summer while you're acclimating. So expect your bill to be a little higher in the summer, but it will average out to around $200 a month, okay? Now we're gonna hit on daily costs, right? So your everyday cost, which is gonna be your gas, your groceries, your eating out, healthcare, insurance, fun. We're gonna hit on those daily costs. Now, the cool thing is I'm going to share my screen here. I am not a spokesperson for HEB. HEB does not pay me. But once you get here and you start talking to Texans, every single Texan is going to tell you how much they love HEB, okay? This is our grocery store. We call it HEB. Every now and then you'll get some people calling it the Heb. It's HEB. It's the founder's name. HE, and yes, his last name is Butt, B-U-T-T. Anyway, HEB is our local grocery store. It is Texas's gem, okay? Your pricing here is great. You can do all the things that you can do at grocery stores all over the US in terms of you can have your groceries delivered, you can do curbside pickup, or you can just go into an HEB. There's one literally on every corner. I swear you will not be 10 minutes from an HEB no matter where you choose to land in San Antonio and surrounding areas. But I wanted to bring this to you. I know this is simple, but you guys can also check out HEB online and check their pricing out, depending on what you want to look for. Steve and I played around with the idea of doing a video walking through HEB and just picking up and showing prices. But the truth is, I only live in Texas. I live in San Antonio. So I'm not seeing what your cost is with groceries. But what I can tell you is my cousin came in from Florida, and I would say Florida and Texas are very comparable in terms of cost of living, depending on where you're at in Florida. Same with Texas, depending on where you're at in Texas. But my cousin came in and she was like, girl, I'm gonna have you start shipping me diapers because your diapers at HEB are like half the cost of diapers at our grocery store. She also said the cost of beer is cheaper at HEB than the cost of beer at her grocery store in Florida. The other thing I have heard from my out-of-staters is the cost of meat is cheaper, and the cost of dairy, so cheese, is cheaper as well. So as you can see, we have HEB brand, which is the same as Hill Country Fare for Walmart. Like everybody has their own generic brand. HEB has their generic brand like HEB, where it says HEB, but then they also have this Mi Tienda, which is a brand for like Mexican food. Like they will have fajitas that are already pre-seasoned, and that's going to be the Mi Tienda brand. I won't go into much detail of this. You guys just need to come and check out our HEBs. They're awesome. Pricing is great. You can also get the HEB app where you see this coupon is. You can cut your coupons from your app, and when you go to checkout, you can just scan them and all of your coupons are there, so you don't have to like literally cut coupons. You can do it from your app. But you've got great pricing. I think this was a big one. Our Californians are really excited about our price of meat. So I'll put that out there. Now, the other thing that I want to touch on for cost of living is gas. So I just pulled up, I use Upside to get discount on gas. Guys, I drive a lot. That's part of my career, right? I drive around a lot. So I use gas a lot. Right now in January of 2026, our gas price is $2.20 a gallon. Now, if I use my Upside app, I can get it for $2.09 a gallon. So you have really good options here, great apps. You can get it in even cheaper, but I know all of you on the West Coast are crying right now by our gas prices, even at $2.20. It is $2.20 a gallon, guys. I can fill up my Lexus for 35 bucks. My son can fill up his little Honda. He's got a beater. He's 17. He should have a little beater car, his little Honda Civic. And it's old. Well, I don't think it's old. He thinks it's old. But he fills it up for $18. Love it. So our gas prices are phenomenal. And the little birdie, well, Steve, but he follows this stuff really closely. We should see prices coming down over the next few months. We'll see. I don't know. I think $2.20 is a great price for gas, especially since I went to Seattle this summer and it was like $5 a gallon. So $2.20 for gas prices. Now, I have heard healthcare is a little more expensive here in San Antonio, but really we have some great hospitals. We have the UT Health System here where they will go based off your income. So insurance could be a little higher in terms of health insurance, but we have great facilities here that will take you based off your income and amount in your household, amount of people in your household and your income, and you will get discounted health care as well. Guys, I'm not ashamed to say I use that as a single mom. When Tegan would get sick when he was little, I would take him to the UT Health System. They would see us, and I think the biggest bill I ever got from them was 20 bucks because he had to have, a swab for his throat. So it's a really great system. I highly, highly suggest it. As far as homeowners insurance, this is a sticker shocker. Homeowners insurance has increased over the last 2 years nationwide significantly. In the state of Texas, it has almost doubled. Shop around. That's what I can tell you. Shop around. You can expect anywhere from $1,200 to $3,000 a year for homeowners insurance. I would not accept your first quote. And as much as we love USAA, USAA is a wonderful company. They take care of our military and we do love them. Shop them, because I am seeing some outrageous homeowners insurance quotes from USAA lately, to the tune of like $3,000 when it should be $2,000. So I would just shop them. That would be my encouragement. Same with interest rates. You always want to shop your lender too. I've got a great lender. I'm happy to refer you as well. But you want to shop them. You want to make sure that you're getting the best rate that you can get. Daycare. I was told I need to add daycare on here. Guys, I haven't paid for daycare in a really long time. I have a 17-year-old. Our 9 and 10-year-old do after school care. That's significantly cheaper. It's $200 and they stay from after school until 6. So that depends on school district. Some of them, when Tegan was in elementary, I was paying $117 a month for him to stay after school care. So we've got some great programs there. As far as daycare goes, I really couldn't tell you, but I will say ChatGPT says that we are 3% below the national average for childcare if we're trusting ChatGPT. But that is really, I can't give you an honest opinion on childcare because I have not had to pay for a daycare in a really long time. So I'm just giving you real information, all right? Now, last but not least, I want to hit on transportation. San Antonio is a big city, guys, and it's not LA, it's not New York City. We don't have that type of traffic. But what I will say is we are not a city where walkability ratings is a thing. You're not gonna walk anywhere in San Antonio. We are very spread out. So you're gonna want to have a car because you're gonna drive. And that's just normal for Texas living. We live in a big state. I've had a lot of people come in from Chicago and make comments about like, well, what's your walkability rating? A 0. That's our walkability rating. I even pulled it. I pulled the statistics on a couple of my listings that have H-E-B right down the road. They have restaurants right down the road. Everything is really close, and the walkability rating was a 1. So really, we are not a city that you're gonna walk to. We have a great via bus system that you can use for transportation that way, but honestly, car. It's the way to go. We're spread out. If you plan on Ubering to and from work, I hope you have a budget for it, because our Ubers are expensive because everything is so spread out. As far as traffic goes, I'm not gonna hit too much on this, guys, because it's really relative. It really depends on where you're coming from. I've got some lovely people in town this week that we're showing homes. I'm actually gonna go show them here in the next 30 minutes. But they're from California, and I had them meet me yesterday at 9 a.m. on the opposite side of town because I wanted them to experience true San Antonio traffic at rush hour time. So they had to leave their hotel by 7:50, 8 o'clock to meet me on the other in Lavernia, which is like on the complete opposite side of town because they were staying on. Actually, let me show you what I'm talking about. So just for perspective, like they're staying over here on the west side of town, and I had them meet me over here in Lavernia. So, I mean, they really had to come in, come down, and come all the way out, right? Even on a map, it looks like the distance is far. They made it in less than 45 minutes during rush hour traffic, and they went downtown San Antonio. So again, you can get anywhere in San Antonio in 45 minutes. That's what I got to say about traffic. If you stop, it is typically for construction traffic that's gonna take you, because lanes, and people don't know how to merge. I think this is just like a global thing. Nobody likes to merge. Nobody wants anybody getting in front of them for whatever reason. So you're gonna have some stop and go traffic because people have to merge because of the growth and the construction that we have, and lanes being narrowed for a certain amount of time while they're working on it. So that's really it, unless we have a big accident. But really, if there is traffic, it's going to add 10 to 15 minutes to your day, not an hour. There's none of this LA or even Houston and Dallas traffic where you're stopped and not moving for 40 minutes. I literally have never had that in San Antonio unless there was like somebody died in an accident and they shut down the freeway. But I've only had that happen once in, 13 years I've been here. So it's not a common occurrence, but you can bet on 10 to 15 minutes added to your day if you're going during rush hour. To me, that's nothing. I've lived in Virginia Beach. Y'all wanna talk about traffic? Go through the tunnels during rush hour traffic. That's nerve-wracking, at least for me, being stuck underwater in a tunnel for an hour. And I'm watching my gas thing go down thinking, how am I gonna get out of this? That's traffic. We don't really have that here in San Antonio, but all the locals will complain about traffic because it took them, 15 minutes to go 15 miles. So that's my rant on transportation. Just make sure you have a car. And don't stress about the traffic. It's really not that bad. I don't really care what the locals tell you. It's really not that bad. All right, so here's the bottom line. San Antonio is the most affordable metro in the state of Texas, but it's also one of the most affordable metros in the US, okay? We have sales prices from $200 to $300. You can have a great house in that price point. I really would push you closer to $275, to be honest with you, but it's still very affordable. We also have a lot of bang for your buck, right? So if your price point is $650, I can get you a phenomenal, beautiful home for $650, where if you go to Austin, that $650 is going to get you a home that's equivalent to $300,000 here, right? Austin is almost double our prices. So you get more bang for your buck. So if you have a higher budget, you're going to get a great home. If you're wanting acreage and land, I'm gonna need you to increase your budget. I'm just telling you that up front. I have so many of you guys thinking Texas means wide open spaces, and it does. We have a lot of acreage properties, but we're not gonna get you an acre and a house with 3,000 square feet at 500. We're gonna have to increase that budget. So I'm just putting it out there for you to keep in mind. If you guys want a personal breakdown, give us a call. All of our information is listed right here. Steve and I will do a Zoom call with you, just us and you. We'll talk about your budget. We'll talk about your game plan. We'll discuss areas that we think would work for your budget and your family based off what you tell us. So give us a call, guys. These are our cell phone numbers. These are personal emails. As you saw at the beginning, people do actually text us and we do respond. We respond quite quickly, actually. So give us a call. We would love to help you out if you're looking to move into the area. I hope this was a true encompassing cost of living for San Antonio in 2026. It's a great town. It's a great city. It's a great state. Let's be real. Us Texans are very proud of Texas. So give us a call. Let's jump in and talk about how we can find you the right home for you and your family. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Hope this was helpful. If it was, just give us that like. We would really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you on the next one.